Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Cecelia O World. How are you doing today? In today's video, I will be sharing with you a little bit about my story, how I was denied US visa 3 times, and now I have a US citizen. Oh yeah! Yeah, I'll be sharing my story with you because I believe sharing this story can actually encourage someone out there not to give up, but to anchor everything on God as you are working hard to make it happen. Yeah, if you're new to this YouTube channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. So my journey began in 2010. After shortly I met my husband back, and he had this big dream of coming to the United States of America to come and do his doctorate degree. And we met then, we got married, and he left for his visa interview. And my husband got his visa on one attempt. And what actually happened then was that we weren't married when he went for his visa. So on his I-20, it was filled there as single. But we got married, and after we got married, he tried to contact the school to let them know that he's not married. But unfortunately, somehow, I believe the information did not sync on the US website, the visa paper website, before I went for my visa interview. So I got married, and my husband traveled out of the country, Nigeria, to come for his doctorate degree 4 days after our wedding. Yes, it was a bittersweet experience, for a young couple. You'll be separated, you don't even know when next you're gonna meet each other again. But we thank God that we took that bold leap of faith. So my journey began. I went for my visa interview October 2010. And I was denied visa. Actually, I went October 2011, and I was denied visa. And I was super angry that what could have went wrong, or what did I do wrong? Because I remember giving the visa officer our marriage certificate, and he looked at me and said, "You're not married." And I'm like, seriously? But anyway, I was super depressed. My husband was also not happy because he was here in United States all by himself during that period. Then I reapplied again in Lagos. Then this time around, I prayed. I went on mountain fasting, doing all sorts of prayer, holding on to God, that God, this must work. But it didn't happen. Anyway, I went the second time. I was denied visa again the second time. Then the third time, my mom of a blessed memory, she told me, this time around, I'm going to go with you to the visa office, the bank, to pay for your visa interview. And mothers, she was like, "Oh, this is going to be the last one you're going to pay for. You get your visa, you won't be denied." Anyway, I went back for my visa interview the third time. And the third time, I was not given my visa. I was told to tell my husband to come back to Nigeria and show up at the embassy with me. But this time, I don't have to pay for visa fee. They just gave me a slip and said, "Come anytime." So I told my husband had to travel from America down to Nigeria. It was a tough decision because he didn't know maybe they would deny and this will affect him, but he needed to come, and he came. And during this period of I was praying to God, I was devastated, I was angry. I remember my husband telling me then that, "Don't worry, is it America? You come to America, you have your kids, you will be American citizen." And I'm like, "Leave that story, let me get the visa first." But my husband came and we went together. And the visa officer asked my husband, "Is she your wife?" And my husband said, "Yes." and was a date of birth, and that was it. That was how I got my visa the fourth time. Remember, I was denied visa 3 times. I did the first one in Lagos. The second one, I did it in Abuja. I was denied. I came back to Lagos the third time, and I was not given visa. That was when they told me to tell my husband to come from America back to Nigeria to come with me for the interview. All along, I was devastated. I was praying. It seems as if God was not answering my prayer. I even remember the second attempt. I went to Mushi, to the headquarters of Redeemed Christian Church of God. They used to do a program once in a month there at Mushi, where you will see Baba Adeboye. He will lay hand on everybody that was present. And on that blessed day, my mom went with me. We were soaked and drenched because it was raining. I remember we got in there and Baba Adeboye laid his hand on my passport. But even with that, I wasn't given visa because God has a plan for me, and his plan can never be changed for anything. So during this waiting period, I waited for 9 months and 9 days. I was separated from my husband. Remember, a young couple that just got married 4 days. My husband left the country for United States of America to go pursue his dream. And we normally pray over the phone. We do devotion together in the morning. We pray, we speak over everything. We pray as a family, even though we did not let the distance to be a barrier to hold our relationship tight, and we put all our anchor on God, then that He's gonna do it. So I got my visa, and when I get to the United States of America, I decided to do my master's degree, and the miracle happened. So I get to US in May 2012. And during this time, my husband was like, okay, you have to go back to school. And then I was still like, let me explore this America. And lo and behold, God brought another angel my path. And I will tell you how I got my admission, how I got my master's degree done in cellular biology without doing the GRE. And God used an angel for me in form of human being who took my mother upon herself and make sure that I could do my master's degree here in the United States of America without paying a dime. Everything was on scholarship. I got a stipend. I was being paid then $1,200 every month, and they paid for my tuition. This is America, where I did not know anybody, but God used somebody for me, and I will get to that story in the next part. Just relax. I'll see you for part 2. Thank you. I became a US citizen today.